Finding a wall stud can be a challenge sometimes. In this video today, I'm going to share with you 3 no-tech or low-tech options that you can use to find those studs behind your wall. So let's get right to it. Option number one. Option number one in our low-tech options for finding a wall stud is measuring. And measuring can be pretty easy to do, assuming that your studs follow typical rules, which isn't always the case. But typically, studs are 16 inches apart. So if you can find a stud for certain within the wall, then you measure 16 inches to find the next, 16 inches to find the next, and so on and so forth. To find one of those wall studs, the easiest way to do it is to locate an electrical outlet and figure out which side of the outlet the stud is located on. So to do this, you take the plate off of the front of the outlet and take a look with a long screwdriver. Poke into the left side, poke into the right side until you can see where that wall stud is. Just don't poke the outlet. That's not going to be fun, trust me. But once you find that stud, you can use that as your starting point. Measure 16 inches from the center of that stud to whichever side of the outlet you need to head to. The best way to use option number 2 is to pair it with option number 1. Find that outlet, locate the actual stud that you know is in existence, and then you can apply what I call the knock method. Yes, I'm very serious about this one. You're gonna knock on your wall like you're knocking on a door, and I'll show you what this looks like. So I have a test wall that I put together here with some sections of drywall left out so that we can see in to see what's behind the wall. Let's say that we found that our outlet is right here on this far stud. I can take now my measurement and measure 16 inches to see if it's there, but it might not be accurate. You can apply the knocking method by simply knocking on the wall. As you knock on the wall, you'll be able to hear if the wall is hollow. When you hit a stud, and I know I have a stud here because I've put my drywall screw in, but as you hit the stud, it will sound a little bit more solid. So as you come across, echo, echo, solid. It's just another way for you to get a rough idea of where that stud is. Now, this is not a 100% accurate method. Trust me, I get that. It's just another tool that you can use to just, in an audible way, locate where that stud might be. But there's a third option which helps when you pair it with option number 2 and option number 1. So let's hit that one next. Option number 3 is what I like to call the hammer and the nail method. You're literally going to take a hammer and a nail and put a hole in the wall to confirm where that stud is. Now, when you measure option number 1 and knock option number 2, pairing it with option number 3, the hammer and the nail, can really help you pinpoint exactly where it is. Now, I'm not talking about just going up and making a hole anywhere in the wall. You've measured, you have an idea of where it is, you've knocked and you think you know even closer where it is. Now you can take the hammer and the nail and put the hole in. But my suggestion is, don't make the hole right in the middle of the wall. I have a fake baseboard on my fake wall. Come down to the edge of the baseboard, because at the top of the baseboard, if they've done it properly, there should be a line of caulk right above the top of the baseboard in order to have a nice clean seam where you don't see a difference between the drywall and the baseboard. And you can put your hole there. Take your nail and put it right on the top of the baseboard. Now this first nail, I'm actually going to put it into an area where I know there's no stud. And this is my test wall, right? You can see where the stud is right below the wall. However, I'm going to go just to the right so you can see what it looks like. When you go in, you're going to hammer it right into the drywall at the very top of the baseboard, and it's just going to go right into the wall. It's going to continue to go. When you have no resistance, you know you have no stud. So just pull your nail back out, and now you're going to go for the actual stud. When I go in and I do that same method right at the top of the baseboard and I hammer it in, I have now hit resistance. lightly tapping doesn't continue to push it into the wall, it's not going anywhere. I have actually hit the stud. So this is a way that you can guarantee that you're in the stud versus not in the stud. The best part about this method is now that I have my holes in the wall, they're really small and hard to see. But to fix this, you simply just grab your caulk across here, smooth it out, and now those holes are gone. Now there are other ways that you can use to find those studs, especially if you want to add technology into the mix. We'll include a link in the description and at the end of this video so that you can head over to one of our videos where we talk about the stud finder versus another high-tech tool called the Wallabout. But these three methods we've shared today are three very good low cost, or maybe no cost if you have the supplies laying around, methods that you can use to find the studs in your walls. Now if you have plaster walls, things get a little bit more complex, and if anyone wants to volunteer a plaster wall, hit me up and I will record a video about that one as well. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like, and also we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Until the next time, keep doing it yourself.